qualities do you believe make you a good CoSR?
I think one of the great qualities that I think that I have that would make me a great CoSR is that adaptability and knowledge. I feel that for me, I am very adaptable to my situations, and I feel that with CoSR, there are many situations that can arise, whether it be like last minute like plans that will be planned for like our state, or it could be like any issues that members of our VSA could have that they might come to me for. So when problems arise, I feel that I'm very adaptable to my situations and that I can problem solve very easily. My knowledge, I feel, is also very helpful because I have a pretty good background of how Milwaukee is like, so I have a pretty good understanding of how VSA Milwaukee is and what campus life is at UW-Milwaukee, and also because I go to UW-Madison, I understand what campus life is there, so I'm able to really relate to both universities.
What new plans or ideas will you try to implement within your state?
So some ideas and plans that I want to implement is a shared ACE program where both universities can have a big or little in the other university. And another thing is to have more annual events, such as like an annual winter kickback, or maybe something more informal, like maybe something during spring break, or just a random like hangout or gets together in like the middle of the year that I like to put together.
What will you strengthen between your state and UVSA-Midwest?
So something I want to strengthen between my state and UVSA-Midwest is to definitely get more members within our state to be more involved in UVSA-Midwest. I believe I can do this by being a role model and by being involved in UVSA-Midwest, but not only that, but also like encourage other members in our state to be involved as well. And if there are certain members who I feel like are really qualified for certain positions, I would really like encourage them and like really try to get them to be motivated to try it out.
What do you think were some things that could have been improved on from previous CoSR member, and how do you plan to improve these areas?
So this past year, Wisconsin did not have a CoSR at all, and I think because of that, there was a lot of lack of support and connection between Milwaukee and Madison. Something that I definitely will improve on from that is definitely being really supportive of both VSA Milwaukee and VSA Madison. I would definitely be there for both universities, and I definitely will try to maintain contact monthly and to make sure that each state is, or not each state, but each VSA is like feeling that they're supported and that they can come to me for whatever. So support is something I definitely want to improve on, and yeah.
How do you plan on balancing EVP and CoSR positions? What would you do if there are certain situations where you have to choose one position over the other?
So balancing out EVP and CoSR, they're obviously very different positions, but I feel that me acting as an EVP for VSA Madison, I feel like it's also kind of like I'm like a double agent in a sense where like I can have perspective on one university already, so really it's mostly me trying to get to know more about VSA Milwaukee and how I can how I can help them and like benefit them. And if it were to come down to VSA E-Board, EVP or CoSR, I would say I have to put CoSR first because our state is important, and I believe that I can give support to both Madison and Milwaukee as CoSR instead of being just EVP.
Can you elaborate more on the NGM program you plan to implement between both VSAs within Wisconsin?
Yeah, so I actually want to implement the program in the spring. During the fall semester, I want to utilize the time to really like get members to really get to know each other and to really like make an effort to have Madison and Milwaukee to visit each other's events more often. So in the fall semester, by getting to know both like universities more and getting to be more familiar with each members, it'll give a better idea of like what members are like in the other university, and also encourage them to build those relationships. So with the ACE program, the shared ACE program, it'll allow like them to have like an ACE, like a G or an like abroad kind of like in another university. And so from then on, like they can have like events such as like having like an online study jam with like all like the AMs and the program, or even like having like encouraging to come out to like more casual events in the state that I plan to implement.
We don't have time for more questions.
Okay.